I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Are they someone like me who's maverick? You know, I do go rogue.
Swing, swing.
What's your story, bastard?
No! God, please, no!
And here we go.
It's the Bastard Show!
And welcome back. We're so glad to have you back, dude.
Exactly.
This is the Bastard Show. I'm Andy.
This is Tim.
And I'm Chris.
And we finally have you back, Chris.
Oh,
yes.
After
Did you enjoy your vacation?
It was not a vacation. I was ill. I was bedridden.
Please tell the viewers
a horrible
or
flu.
listeners. Yeah, tell them why you were sick, because you'll tell them one story and they heard something else. So
Yeah.
tell them what
We
you
did
were
tell
sick
them
about.
last week, but let's hear your side of the story.
I couldn't come to record the Bastard Show because I was sick that day with the flu.
Oh,
That's not what I heard.
that's not what we heard.
Star from our local gentleman's club, she reported to the Bastard Show on her Facebook page that she had seen you at the club,
That wasn't me.
face buried in some snatch.
That definitely was not me.
She was very nondescript.
I had my face buried in my pillow.
She was very
and
nondescript.
in the trash can, throwing up.
Well, in your defense, she couldn't recall your name, so she said you looked like this guy that she knew named Chris. But
and
she's
she
like,
was
I
on
wasn't.
drugs.
Yeah, typical.
Wait, who the hell was this girl?
Her name was Star,
Star, 2 R's.
with one of those symbols on top of the A to make it French almost.
Yeah, like
So it's
like Motley Crue,
Yeah.
the 2 dots.
Yes, stale. That's how stale.
Stale. Of course, we're just messing with you. We knew you had the flu and you couldn't be around the cigarette smoke and the alcohol and booze and the girls we had over
just
here.
a cigarette smoke.
And the
I can
women
handle
lactating
the
all
rest.
over the place.
Yeah.
What?
You missed lactation.
I don't think I missed that.
But we're glad to have you back, and I think we have a pretty great show.
Phenomenal.
You know,
Absolutely phenomenal.
It is.
The show is called The Bastard Show.
For a reason.
For a reason.
Yeah.
And today I'm feeling extra fucking bastard.
Exactly.
Why do you stare directly at me when you say that?
Because you're directly across from me, and there's nowhere else to look.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to stare at Tim as I just dig into?
You could.
Yeah,
This
share your death
bullshit.
stare. Share your death
You
stare
could.
between both of us.
You could.
Well, guys, all 3 of us are constantly looking for new work. You know, Tim, me and Chris don't even have jobs. This is our only job. We don't even get paid for it. But
we do this out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yeah, we do it out of the kindness of our hearts. But
Not
Tim,
for profit
but
organization.
Tim is employed. But Tim, with us, still is. You know, he seeks employment constantly, right?
Exactly. Better opportunities.
Now,
More money.
in the past couple months since I've been looking, I will admit it's been fucking frustrating.
It is.
I know, you know, sometimes these employers and these managers and these HR people, their hands are tied, but some of these fucking companies are completely unrealistic.
Fuck you, you fucking guy.
Yeah,
Fuck
pretty
you,
much.
you fucking guy. For instance, I don't have a problem naming this company because they fucking pulled some shit. AT&T. They made me drive an hour away for a job that was in the same city I lived in. And then they baited me into a question about school when they knew that they don't, like, pretty much let people go to school because they don't work around your school schedule.
Fuck you, AT&T company.
So, you know, it's stuff like that. Like, you know, you can't, if you don't like a person in an interview, then just wrap it up. How come if you didn't like me, fine, I don't care. But when they bait you into a question, have you guys ever been like baited into a question like that?
Yeah.
In an interview before?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
No, most of the interviews that I've had have been pretty straightforward. But yeah, it just seems like, I mean, a lot of times they ask you like pointless stuff. It used to be back in the olden days, you used to be able to go pick up an application at a place, fill it out, hand it into the hiring manager, and they like you. So they say, you know what, we'll go ahead and we'll give you a shot. Come back on Monday and we'll start work. No. Now it's like you have to fight 500 other people who send in floods of applications. You know, half aren't even qualified, and then on top of that, you have to go through this interview where they say, well, tell us what customer service means to you. And you just spout out some generic bullshit that you think they want to hear, the same generic bullshit that everybody else says. So it's like, why do you even have this specific interview process?
Right, like when I was asking her questions, like it was the same bullshit cookie cutter questions that everybody asks. Mm-hmm. You know, oh, is there overtime available? I'm sure you haven't heard that one before. Oh, is there room for advancement? I'm sure you haven't heard that one before.
Do you offer insurance?
The best part was this lady didn't even know where the store was located. Because I asked her, you know, I know there's a few AT&T stores. I'm not sure which one is the official retail store. You know, which location is it in Taylor? She's like, I don't know. What's the roads out there? I was like, well, there's an AT&T store on Telegraph. She's like, oh no, I know it's not that. It's like on it starts with an E. So I was like, oh, it's on Eureka Road. Yeah, that one. I'm like, come on.
You don't even know your own location.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be hiring someone to work at your store, you should know where the fuck it is.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a pre-interview or whatever they wanted to call it, you know, and like I said, she asked me about if I was going to go back to school. And, you know, the thing is, like, in the interview, you can either go right or wrong with that. You know, it's a coin flip. It's either one hirer is going to like that you're trying to advance yourself and trying to, you know, further your education, and some aren't.
Right.
Yep. Some want you to just work for them. So it's kind of a hard. So you got to kind of gauge on how they ask you. And how she asked me, I thought she was in the mindset of, oh, well, you know, I like it when people, you know, go to school and try to advance their career.
Right.
So I gave the appropriate response. And then she asked me, do you prefer online classes or in person? And of course I said in person because I do prefer in-person classes.
Yeah.
And then, you know, 10, 15 minutes later, that's when she dropped the, you know, oh, well, you know, you said you're going back to school. We don't work around school schedules.
I would have called somebody immediately and said, sorry, that's discriminatory.
Yeah, you know what? And here's another bullshit thing. It seems like pretty much every job that you apply for online now makes you take an assessment.
Right.
I applied for this one company where they spray shit on your lawn to make it look nicer. And you take this, you know, you fill out the application, you know, great, and then you have to take a quote 10-minute a 10-minute assessment. Now this assessment was the hardest assessment that I have ever taken. I didn't even finish all the questions, and I thought it was one of those ones, just see how much you can get done, and we'll go from there, not get all the questions right. And now mind you, that I took, you know, I've taken assessments for working at banks, I have a college degree, a 4-year degree, I have extensive testing knowledge, and I don't have any test anxiety. But this was the only assessment ever in my entire life that I've not passed. And they sent me an email, oh, you didn't pass. And I'm like, who the fuck would pass this? You have to be a fucking rocket scientist to spray shit on people's lawns.
Right.
Come on. It's like, I mean, it's like if you're looking for people with fucking masters and PhDs and you're going to be paying them $10 or $15 an hour, you're in the wrong business. You're not going to be getting someone that smart to be working for that
And
cheap.
you know what else I noticed now is every application you send to any company, they have an EEO application at the end. Like, you're not required to fill this out, but would you like to? Like, they ask, are you male or female?
Right,
What race you are? Do you collect food stamps? And every time I answer those questions, I feel like I need to switch my answer to something else because I really feel as though they want to hire these people who are going to give them these fucking tax credits.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly why. And they say, oh, you know, your answers to these questions are voluntary and are not used at all in the hiring decision.
That's
and it's like
bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fucking asking.
Yeah, because I would assume if you're going to get a tax credit, let's say you're going to get, I don't know how much a tax credit would be for an employee a year, but let's say you're going to pay your employee X amount of dollars. Let's say $12 an hour, but you're getting a tax credit that covers $8 of it. You're basically paying this guy $4 an hour for the whole entire year because you're getting tax credits for him.
Yeah.
So your bottom line isn't going to be that much worse if you're hiring somebody basically at $4 an hour because the government's going to cover $8 of it.
Well, I have the benefit. I'm half Hispanic, so I put that down for everything, dude.
Well,
any application I ever sign, I'm Hispanic, yeah.
And you get a lot of calls?
And kinda. I
Yeah.
mean, but you know, if I need to put a little accent on, you know, like just kind of just make it so it seems like I've grown up in
Southwest Detroit,
San Diego.
I grew up with a white family, but like I still have that Hispanic heritage.
I'm gonna have to be honest. That doesn't sound like Hispanic. That's pretty lispy right there, Andy.
What nationality does that sound like, Chris? If you could guess.
Doesn't sound like a nationality. Sounds like a trait.
It's like a mix between Jersey Shore.
Sounds like you're from Saskatchewan.
And Eastern Canada.
You know, I recently have been perusing for new jobs and better opportunities, and more importantly, more money and less weekends. So I've been sending around my resume, and I don't care who hears this because I'm not going to beat around the bush. I don't give a shit. So there was a recruitment agency for restaurants who had called me at the end of last month, and they asked me about school, and I told them, I do go to school part-time, and I'm almost finished, but most of my classes are online. I do go to one class face-to-face, but we can work around that. And the moment I said that, the guy literally wanted to hang up on me. The moment I said that. And the funny thing is that today, absolutely today, on this day, he calls me again, as if he never had talked to me before, said my name and everything. And I called him back and I said, yeah, I think I talked to you about 3 weeks ago. And suddenly it all clicked. He goes, yeah, I talked to you about 3 weeks ago and we discussed your schooling and stuff like that or whatever. I'm like, yeah, we did. And it didn't go much farther after that. And so he starts asking me these other questions that are totally disregarding what he was calling for. Like, well, why do you want to leave where you're at? And I explained it to him. He goes, well, the company that we're looking for is looking for somebody who's been there for at least 5 years. Where I work at, there's such a high turnover. There was barely anybody who's been there for 5 years. And if there has been, it's because they've probably blown or fucked their way there.
It seems like you just tripped him up.
Basically.
So he was kind of like, just asking you bullshit questions like, oh, fuck, well, I don't want to be
Yeah.
rude. And just like, oh, well, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
And hang up on you. So he was just asking you bullshit questions to,
So he
make
said-
it seem like he didn't make a mistake.
He said, well, I'm going to call them and see if I can get some leeway in for you. I'm like, well, in all actuality, sir, if you're working for a company that doesn't want to develop you and you're not being promoted as you should, wouldn't you be seeking other options? And he had nothing to say.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll contact them and see what they say. And that was it. He hung up right away again.
Yeah,
It's fucking bullshit. I literally have my resume and application. I want to say 50 places, and not one has called me except for another place that I told you guys about a few weeks ago that I didn't end up getting a job with, which I was kind of upset about because it was a lot more money than what I'm making now. So,
it's just, you go into these interviews, man. Like, I had one today. I won't say this company because I really, the guy was nice and his hands were probably tied. It wasn't his fault that this location was fully staffed. But he was, he wanted me to work in West Bloomfield, which, if you guys don't know where that is, It's a good 35, 40 minutes away from where I live. So, it's just, you go, just situations like that,
So
man.
a skunk in the studio,
Oh,
same thing.
man. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're having technical difficulties here with somebody's
Asshole.
asshole. But,
Somebody's asshole was whistling.
but yeah, man, it's just, it's tough out there. And like I said, some of these, recruiters and some of these hiring HR representatives, they're completely unrealistic. And it just seems like, they don't ask you the right questions. With my interview for AT&T, they didn't ask me if I had customer service skills. They didn't ask me if I had sales skills. She kept bringing up store management skills. It's not a store manager position. I kept trying to highlight, I've had customer service. Every time she asked me to tell a story, it was customer service related, but she kept coming back to the store manager. So it's just a matter of finding someone that has a decent way of going about it, and they actually know how to interview somebody. And
Here's another pet peeve. When you're looking at the requirements, and they want you to have like a 4-year degree, 17 years of experience, all these letters of recommendations, like top accolades from your company, and it's like, do you think someone like that's going to be looking for an entry-level job at your fucking company? Someone who's that good,
Right.
Their company is going to pay them very generously and try to keep them there. They're not going to leave that cushy job where they're making lots of money to go work for your company for an entry-level spot.
Right.
And it's like, you're not going to find anyone that has that kind of credentials for entry-level $10 an hour.
And it's like they want everybody to go through this fucking literal obstacle course for a job anymore. You have to go through the application process, the interview process. Oh, we need this and this and this and this. It's like I'm running through an obstacle course of Double Dare before you offer me a fucking job.
watching out for
With
the
fire
green
and I
slime.
have to, yeah. There's lions chasing after my ass over a wall,
And not to mention, half the times after you take the interview, you're placed into a job pool where you're not even guaranteed
Right.
a job. And then
A talent network.
maybe in a year, they'll call you for a job.
Right.
Love the email I got. Hope you keep looking at AT&T.
Right. Please consider us for future endeavors.
Okay.
Your skills are impressive, but we decided to go with somebody else who passed our EEO exam.
Right.
And here's another thing. I think in order to graduate high school, you should have to have some sort of experience in the service industry, whether like a waiter or work in retail or something, because most people have worked in these industries and know the challenges and stuff that ignorant customers that have never dealt with another human being or a customer before has to deal with. Right. It's like, of course, you can't go into the store and be yelling at the person who's making $8 an hour about why they don't have your neon pink running shorts. I mean, it's like these people have no control over what their corporate stock is.
Right.
And it's like you need to learn how to handle yourself when you're working with the public for someone that's employed.
Right. But there are other ways to make money though. Who needs to have a job when you can just sell shit?
That's right.
Right?
Right.
Tim, big news coming from you.
Big news. Big news.
The annual Tim garage sale.
Yeah, I'm having a garage sale this Saturday. One day only. No reasonable offers will be refused, but everything is priced to sell.
Now, obviously, you remember the Bastard Show.
Absolutely.
And, you were sharing with us earlier a pretty dastardly thing that you are engaging in.
Yes,
Care to share?
Because I would love to share, because I am a member of the Bastard Show, and you folks are the Bastard Nation, and you deserve to hear this. Okay, in my dastardly ways, I will go to a Salvation Army, like I did today, buy random shit that I think people will buy, for $3, for example. I'm not going to say what I bought for $3 today, but I know for damn sure that I can make $20 off of it at a garage sale. So I intend to sell it for $20 at a garage sale, but no less than 15. So I've made how many times back by profit?
5.
Pretty much.
Good math.
Yeah, yeah.
But it won't pass an assessment.
No. Like, Chris, do you think that's like a honorable thing to do? Do you think that's would you do something like that?
I mean, I'm technically donating to people who need it, but I'm selling it to make more money.
I think yes, because the specific item Tim bought, it's like if you're that if you have that little money, you shouldn't be buying this in the first place.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just like flipping a house or flipping cars or flipping
Ultimate
anything.
Warrior action figures.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which I saw one a few days ago. Yeah.
You buy something for cheap and sell it for more. I mean,
Right.
that's the American way.
Right.
Capitalism.
And, you know, I'm not going to lie, I didn't even know we were having this garage sale until today.
Impromptu?
And, yeah, impromptu garage sale. And it's not like, I'm not going to lie, it's not that we need the money. It's just we want to get rid of shit. And I have a garage full of shit that I know I can make money off of. So this Saturday, if you're in our area, come on down to my house and buy our shit.
like
If
Bob
you are,
Barker,
inter-
come
if
on
you are
down.
interested, if you want to send us a message on Facebook, or you can email us at wearethebastardshow@gmail.com. We'll be more than happy to give you the location of this event. I think it's a great idea, Tim. I think that's awesome.
And I did it the last time I had a garage sale a couple years ago. I'm not going to lie, I went to Salvation Army, bought some shit, and then I sold it. It was all gone within a matter of an hour.
I have an antique sprinkler that someone might be interested.
You know
in
what I think
purchasing.
we should do?
What's that?
We should have the first annual Bastard Show garage sale.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be all items that we resell from Salvation Army, Goodwill. Completely
Random shit.
None of the
Yeah.
shit we will own previously.
Right.
We'll get all that shit in the days leading up, and we'll see how much money we can make.
Yeah, and
We'll have a competition between the three of us. We'll each get $50.
right.
And we have to, whoever can make the most money off of $50 of shit they find wins.
You know what? I just had an idea that I'll share
That
with you
sounds
guys. I'll share with you guys after the show. Well, I'm not going to say it on here, but I just got a great idea. But I'm not going to lie. Thursday, my next day off from work, I intend to going to another thrift shop called Value World, and I intend on doing some browsing there to sell some things for more profit. And I have some good stuff that I don't necessarily have to go to Salvation Army to buy, that I personally own, that I'm going to get rid of. But it's just the little things. If I can buy, for example, 10 plush stuffed animals for $1, and these people bring their kids to my garage sale, I can sell them for $2 a piece.
There you go. Double your profit right there.
Yeah. And I don't,
Fucking A right.
Fucking A right.
And how the fuck are they going to know I spent $1 for 10 of them?
They're not.
They're not going to know.
And Tim's not going to tell them.
I'm not going to tell them.
Fuck that, dude. They're...
So if I have 10 of them and I sell them for $1 or $2, I only bought these 10 for $1. My profit is through the roof.
Yeah, that's,
I'm a modern day Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, the wolf.
The Wolf of
Downriver.
Downriver.
That's right. I love it. And it kind of reminds me of another place that kind of seems like they, sink their teeth in by buying shit at a cheaper price and then reselling it at a higher. Our beloved Gibraltar Trade Center.
That's right.
If you're not, knowledgeable, here in Downriver, Michigan, Southeast Michigan, you can Google it. We have 2 trade centers. Basically, it's a weekend market and
A weekend flea market.
flea market. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they do have some
Legit garbage.
It's legit garbage. That's a great way to say
There
it.
is nothing good there.
But they announced, and it's a huge building. They announced they're going to close this establishment by the end of the year, probably after Christmas. This is a big blow for the trashy Downriver community, like the idiots that go to buy the car systems, the sound systems.
I'm not
Bad
gonna lie.
tattoos.
When I was 16, That's where I got a good portion of my car stereo equipment. But that was more than a decade ago. When it was still legit. I mean, like 10 years ago, they sold actually some pretty decent stuff. But now everything is like imported from China for dirt cheap. That's knockoff of regular equipment or stuff that wouldn't pass quality stuff.
Yeah, Rachel
I mean,
Rachel
it's
Bay.
all,
my friend, I have this set from world-renowned chef Rachel Bay. Come in and buy it. $69.99. It's all yours.
Yeah, and now it's just garbage. But they used to sell pretty. I mean, it used to be like a weekend giant garage sale that had decent stuff to look at. Every weekend it was something different.
Yeah, I went there this past Saturday for the first time in over 12 years.
Yeah.
And I was really unimpressed. I thought I would find something that I might actually enjoy. And I mean, I did, technically. But it was probably not the real deal. I told you about the Houston Texans jacket.
Yeah.
Leather in quotations jacket that I wanted. But
imitation
yeah,
leather.
I didn't really feel as though I should buy it because it probably wasn't real leather. But I walked around and there literally wasn't anything there. I mean, you had your little video game shops, right? There's 3 or 4 of them.
Which are extremely overpriced.
Yes. And I wanted to take a look at them, I'm not going to lie, but I knew they were probably 5 times more than what they should have been worth.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo games. Fuck that shit. Half of them don't even work. So why am I going to pay $10 for a game? So, and there really was legitimately nothing there. And everybody was sitting around as if they're waiting for the store to close early so that way they don't have to do shit anymore.
Yeah. It's just a sad place to go. And, it was fun to go there, but man, when as an adult, just seeing all the trashy people. Like, we were there a couple weeks ago looking for a copy of Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo.
Yes, we were.
And we walk out of the parking lot, and this dude almost smokes a guy in the car.
Yeah, so some kid was driving his racer-looking Cavalier, and he almost runs into this guy in his Explorer, and then the guy flies away in his car. The guy gets out of his Explorer and walks up to this kid who had parked. But
I was hoping they would have brawled.
Yeah, I was thinking this kid was going to get knocked out, and we were just sitting there looking at the whole thing happen.
Yeah, that's the epitome of the Gibraltar Trade Center in Taylor, Michigan.
Yeah, I'm sure this is average occurrences. This shit goes on all the time there.
I once got my ear pierced at Gibraltar Trade Center and it was infected.
Oh, is that what this is right here?
Yeah, but
Did you get sepsis?
I had these taken out for about 3 years now and they're still not closed.
Yeah, because you can clearly see the hole.
Yeah, I can still stick it in there and it'd be fine.
Did anybody mistake you for being gay?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Okay. No, you got both sides? Let me see your
No,
ears.
just one.
That's the gay side.
Not bullshit. Okay? I'm not Michael Sam, okay?
Michael Sam. Real quick, Michael Sam's jersey is selling out like records, like rookie
hotcakes
records
at midnight at McDonald's.
Like, that's crazy. Wow. We'll post a link to that. I'm not gonna talk about it in the air. It's not that big of a deal. But
how many of the people do you think are buying Michael Sam's jerseys or Butch?
Probably a lot. Yeah. I think.
Or do you think they're going a little bit feminine?
Or
you think they're more Butch type?
I think it's honestly, not to get too much into it, but I think it's gay people buying it. It's not a bad thing.
You are what you are, but
it's not I'm not saying, why right. You gay people are only buying it because it's Michael Sam. It's not a bad thing, but I just think the gay community is so excited. For a football player to be openly gay so far on an NFL team, whether he makes the cut or not, I just think they're so excited that they're going out and buying his jersey en masse. But real football fans, St. Louis Rams fans, I think they'll hold off until he plays a down or two, and if he's any good or not. But
it's like the fans going out to buy Brock Lesnar Minnesota Vikings jerseys.
Yeah, but hey, more power to him. Hey, I would love to be the highest selling rookie jersey of the year.
Right.
But, well, it's that time for the Bastard of the Week, guys. And we have multiple Bastards of the Week. Tim, I think you're
I don't really want to go first. We'll let somebody else go first this time.
All right, well,
I have to gather some thoughts before I
well, the bastard of the week is, unfortunately, you, the consumers. We're not talking about your audience, but, I mean, I've been a bastard as a consumer a couple times. We've all had our moments, but, it's just, I can reflect on my customer service days, and sometimes people just go way too far. When it comes to retail, when it comes to customer service in any kind of field,
Satisfaction.
People tend to go too far. We were talking about it, and I was reflecting on numerous customers I've had over the years. Because I worked at a small retail chain. Very, very small staff, regular customers. So I had regular asshole customers. And it is such a pain in the fucking ass to deal with, dude. Like, some people are coming on this high horse thinking that they own your fucking store.
Yeah.
And that it's you do what I say, you do what I want because I'm the customer, you make me happy. I don't care what bullshit training material tells you. I don't care what bullshit mission statement from a company tells you. That's not the case. Ever.
Right.
I'm fine with doing my job. And hold on a sec. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, you're live on the air on the Bastard Show. What's your name?
Oh my gosh, shut up.
I'm not joking.
We're not
We're recording right now.
We're not joking.
I'm trying to get cards against humanity.
What's that?
I'm trying to get cards against humanity.
Why?
I'm gonna buy it for the night.
That'll be $30.
I haven't even gotten my paycheck yet, so sorry.
All right. Well, tell our viewers hello. Tell the viewers you say hello or something. Come on.
You're on the air.
You're on the air right now, Christina. This is Christina Davis. She's a part of Bastard Nation. She's doesn't believe that we're recording right
If this show
now.
was live on air, I would be
Well,
off.
it's not live, but it's still going to be on the podcast. You're wasting time. Come on.
I'll be there in a little bit. I'll
Oh
bring
my
in
God.
podcast.
Anyways, yeah, we just had our first live call-in. They didn't even know it.
Isn't that great?
Phenomenal.
But yeah, I just, we're after working in retail for 10 years, man. Boy. And I'm still fed up, and I've been out of it for 4 months.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my whole thing is, and I recently spoke to someone who was like management in a company, and we talked about that too. It's like customers want to fight you tooth and nail to get such a low price, and then they want to get such a high level of customer service, and it's like, no, you're either going to get one or the other. If you want to get the best customer service in the world, you're not going to be paying cut rate prices. You're going to be paying double or triple, for the same service. It was a cable company, and the guy's like, yeah, our customer service is always ranked really low because customers don't understand what they're paying for, and they just get so pissed off. And it's like, no, you're getting the lowest price possible, so stop bullshitting and just deal with it, essentially,
Right. It's just one of those things. I mean, what about you, Tim? Any thoughts on our bastards?
I do have some thoughts, and pardon me for going on this little tirade, but to the consumers out there, and I'm not going to lie, we're consumers, but I work in the service industry right now. I'm not going to say where I work at, but you motherfuckers come in there with your little "I'm too good for this bullshit" look on your face, and in my mind, I'm automatically saying to myself, get the fuck out of here. Because I already know how you're going to act, and I already know you're going to demand for everything for free, and you're going to be like, well, the last time I was here, or I was at this location, and I got this. That doesn't work for me. You're going to pay for it. You're going to pay the price that it says on wherever, the menu or wherever, and you're going to like it. Because if you don't, you can go somewhere else. That's my opinion. And you motherfuckers come in there and think everybody who works in this type of industry is scum. We're not scum. 90% of us in this particular industry that I work in, not fast food, by the way, because that's a whole different story. But where I work, I can promise you, we're not scum. So when you come in there and you act like that, we don't want you there.
We're just normal people.
Yeah, so don't fucking come back to my place. I don't want you there. And if you don't like the prices, go somewhere else. Because I challenge you to find somewhere where they offer a decent value at a decent price. You're not going to find it. You might as well go to Red Lobster and pay $30 for lobsters that's sent through a fucking microwave. Because essentially that's what it is. So enjoy your microwave seafood that you're going to have seafood poisoning over one time in your life if you're not careful. And another thing. I don't understand why, you know, I can't, I'm not going to go off anymore because it would be inappropriate even though we are the Bastard Show, and I just lost my train of thought because I'm upset.
Well, a very, very visceral monologue there, Tim.
Thank you. Yes.
We appreciate that. We appreciate your brute honesty.
Exactly.
And
you can't always get what you want, you fucking assholes.
Yeah. That's the basic message. So
it's like being in prison. I've never been there, but I would assume this is how it goes. You're going to follow a certain way, and if you don't like that way, you're going to find yourself in the hole, or for example, if you work in my industry, you're going to go somewhere else because we don't want you here. So shut the fuck up and take what you're going to get, and you're not getting anything for free.
Yeah.
I'm in charge, not you. I could give a shit less.
No free shit.
I could give a shit less if you're going to call corporate, because guess what? Corporate's not going to do anything.
They don't care.
They don't care. Because the bottom line is we're making money off of you motherfuckers.
And we don't care either.
We don't care either. So get fucked. That's why I'm looking for another place to work.
Well, I think we got a lot off our chest today.
Yeah. And Solange Knowles, whatever the fuck your name is, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, don't you dare hit Jay-Z. He's a gentleman.
Don't you know that without Jay-Z,
He's a gentleman and a scholar,
you and your sister and your entire side of that family would be nothing. You guys would be working at fucking Marshall's or some kind of crazy place like that.
TJ Maxx.
Yeah. Modeling.
Well,
at cut rate prices.
Yeah, it was great to get that off our chest, guys. I feel better. Feel a little less angry, a little less moody. So I think we'll end it at that. And thanks for listening. Of course, like always, you can follow us on Twitter at The Bastard Show. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Bastard Show. Subscribe on YouTube where you're listening to this right now. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. As for The Bastard Show, I am Andy.
This is Tim.
I'm Chris.
Thanks for watching. Have a great week.
Get fucked.